live from the UMass Boston soccer field on the campus of UMass Boston for some Little East Conference men's soccer action featuring the University of Southern Maine Huskies and the UMass Boston Beacons. Good afternoon, everyone. Andrew Bluestein here with you. Thanks for tuning in to Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv. Well, we got a good matchup here this afternoon. The Beacons red hot. They've won their last 4 games, going for 5 in a row here this afternoon. University of Southern Maine on the opposite spectrum, they come in struggling. They've lost their last 2 games, but Beacons coming off an impressive win against Plymouth State in their home opener, 5-0 with 5 different goal scorers, and an impressive outing. And they look to stay hot here today against a Huskies team that has had trouble scoring this year, only 4 goals on the season. They have done well defensively, though. Bunch of 1-0 losses, so expect the Beacons to have the mindset of possession here today. That's the goal coming in, as we look up some statistics for both teams here. As you can see, as we mentioned, the goals per game not where it wants to be for the Huskies, coming in at .71, below 1. UMass Boston, on the other hand, 2 goals per game, pretty good, only allowing 1 to their opponents. As you can see, mentioned the Huskies pretty solid defensively, only allowing 1 goal per game against their opponents. Both teams averaging just about the same amount of shots. It's just the execution, it seems like, not there for the Huskies. And you can see the saves. UMass Boston getting solid goaltending, 5.37 per game, as well as the Huskies. And UMass Boston with 2 shutouts on the season. As we mentioned, also Huskies with 3. It's just that scoring for the Huskies. So we expect a rather defensive style game here from the campus of UMass Boston. And as we see both the teams taking the field for the starting lineup introductions, as a couple players to watch in this matchup today. We mentioned, first let's look at University of Southern Maine, as Will Smith mentioned not a lot of scoring all around, but Will Smith does have 3 points, 1 goal on the season for the University of Southern Maine. And on the other spectrum, for the UMass Boston Beacons, let's look at Nielsen DePina. He comes in with a solid start so far to the season, as he has 2 goals, 1 assist for 5 points. So good start to the season for DePina. They look to keep things rolling here today for the Beacons.
From Anchorage, Alaska, number 33, Vincent Anderson.
As wrapping up the starting lineups here. And now let's take a look at some of the highlights from the UMass Boston win over Plymouth State from the other day.
And now the starting lineup for your UMass Boston.
And we'll step aside here briefly on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv. We'll be right back.
Kasim Al-Ashkar.
And welcome back here on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv, as we're about to get underway here from the campus of UMass Boston. These two teams here on this beautiful fall Wednesday afternoon, as we can feel the breeze start to pick up a bit. We're just off the harbor here in Boston. And let's get into the schedule here coming up for the men's soccer team just before we get going. So 10-1, they're going to be at Eastern Nazarian. 10-4, they'll be at Wentworth Institute. 10-8, they'll be at Rhode Island College. That is a conference matchup. And then they'll be at UMass Dartmouth for another conference matchup on the 12th of October. And then they'll be back home here to play Keene State on October 15th. And we got some conference matchups as well today. Let's try to get those up here in a second for the Little East Conference. Well, it looks like we're having some difficulties with the graphics here. There we go. Keene State will be at Plymouth State today, 3:30 p.m. Western Connecticut at Eastern Connecticut at 4 p.m. UMass Dartmouth at Rhode Island College at 4 p.m. So that's what's going on in the Little East Conference today. And then obviously here, University of Southern Maine taking on the UMass Boston Beacons. And we're just about set to get underway here, as waiting for the Huskies to break their huddle on their side. You can see they're wearing the blue, UMass Boston in the white. UMass Boston will be going right to left across your screen here. Their staff as we look into the starting lineup for UMass Boston. Divine, Gerbo, Pechersky, Perez, Trujillo, Cruz on the front, and we have Lima, Berganza, Perez, Suka on the backside, and a Nielsen as well. And as we're underway here from UMass Boston, University of Southern Maine sends it down. They'll have possession first. And nice defensive play there by Perez. Knocked it out of bounds as the Huskies will toss it right back in as they look to gain possession here early on. Working it down inside the box. Nice defensive play. UMass Boston gets it back towards center field, as now it's taken right back by the Huskies. As that went out of bounds, and they're going to say it went off of the Beacons, so right back with it. Another throw in here for the Huskies. That's tossed in. Now it goes into the corner, and they're going to say that went off of the Huskies. So a goal kick here for the Beacons as they look to gain possession here for the first time this afternoon. El Sakar will send it down. That one's headed back the other way as UMass Boston returns it with a header of their own as they try with some speed here on offense. Taking their time. As we talked about the possession aspect being crucial. Played along here for Spinola. He'll play it down. Finds Cruz. Cruz with it. Looking for options. Goes back to Spinola. Spinola. You can see UMass Boston using that perimeter, just trying to keep possession of the ball. Don't want to be too eager with giving up possession, as giveaway there as the Huskies regain possession. They'll go back, and now they'll do the same as that goes back to the keeper. Huskies can't get it past center field. Nice play there by Perez, but he gives it right back to the Huskies. Now it's being battled for there on the far side. Beacons come out with it. And nice attempt there on the move by Lima, but a lot of Huskies in the area as they get the possession back here. As ball kind of trapped in the middle area, the Beacons now will just slow things down here. They'll go back to the keeper. Now, Albahesi plays it to Suvak. Now back on the near side. Albahesi with it. Spinola to Cruz. Now to Pina, and that one's out of bounds off a Husky, so it stays with the Beacons. They'll have the throw-in. Spinola looking for options. Throws it down the sideline. That one's booted high in the air. Back towards center field. Beacons. There's a nice boot there. Long stretch pass, a little bit too far. Albahesi, or rather that was Gisholt on that pass, just too far ahead, as now the Huskies will take it back on their own side of the field. Played across by Will Smith to the far side, now towards the middle, as the Huskies like try to break center field. That one's given away. Played back up, and we're going to get a whistle here and a stoppage. And looks like UMass Boston is going to have possession. Kick back for Gisholt. Gisholt over to Albahesi. Back to Gisholt. He boots it through the middle, and that one once again too far and stopped by the keeper there for the Huskies. That's Hayes Estrella. He plays it up for Anderson. Now Anderson cross to his defender. Now Huskies get it past the center line. Now a chance here. Closing in as they can't get a nice play on the defense, and that one goes off the post, and that one's kicked up in the air. And UMass Boston there dodging a bullet. That is a good opportunity by the Huskies. I believe that was Shaib that had that shot off the post. As the Huskies get the first good opportunity of the afternoon. We talked about the Huskies' lack of offense. They do have a lot of shots on net, averaging 11, just around the same as the Beacons. That one's played up on the nice boot by Anderson. Now here's Shaib once again. He gives it away, though, to Albahesi. UMass Boston in transition. Now it's on the near side. Now, once again, trying to slow things down here as the Beacons just pass the center line. Nice boot there on net, and it goes in on a miscue. The Beacons strike first. And how about that? A little bit of acrobatics on the celebration by Luna Cruz. And the Beacons get the first tally of this one. It's 1-0. And it was a great setup by Luis Spinola, who kind of threw it in the direction there. And it was kind of misplayed a little bit there by the Huskies, but the first shot attempt of the game for UMass Boston goes in, and they lead. And on the ensuing kick, that one goes out of bounds on the far side as UMass Boston had the throw in, but I don't think both teams were set yet as the official wasn't ready.
Beacon's goal, his second of the season, scored by number 6, Luann Cruz.
So Luann Cruz gets his second of the year, and you saw the celebration after he did a impressive flip. And that gives the Beacons a 1-0 lead here in the first half as the ball coming back towards the near side. Nice header there by Bruin Gauss as a whistle, and UMass Boston will have possession. Mon Albahesi gets it to Luis Spinola. Spinola plays it to the Beacons goal scorer Cruz, but he plays it back for his defenseman Gisholt. Albahesi, Spinola. Now on the near side to Pina with it. Now to Cruz, and a nice defensive play there from Anderson by the Huskies as that one goes out of bounds. Spinola quickly right back in. Gets it to Cruz down in the corner. Battling there with two defenders, and they're going to call a whistle. A little bit too much contact there. Looked like Bruinhouse with the infraction there. So UMass Boston will have the free kick here on the near side just in front of the corner. You can see a big crowd in front of the net. A little bit too much on it there on the attempt by Gisholt, and goes out of bounds. And the Huskies not too urgent to get the ball upfield, taking their time. Kind of been the mantra for both teams so far. It's that possession. Both teams taking their time. Vaughter tries to play it up, was knocked down, but Huskies regain possession. And a collision on the far side. No whistle. It was incidental as that one goes out of bounds, and the Beacons will have the throw-in. Perez. That one's kicked right back out of bounds by Alte for the Huskies. So another throw-in here for the Beacons. It'll be Perez once again. Perez steps into that one. And being battled for. Headed back, and that one high in the air on the boot from Anderson. And that one's headed down by Pechersky, and it goes out of play. So a throw-in for the Huskies. Tossed in. That one's headed in the air. Both teams battling for it. The Beacons come out with it, and it's booted high in the air, just past the center line. A lot of headers in this last sequence, but now the Beacons look to transition quickly. Pina with it. Now back on the near side. Spinola. Now back to Gisholt. Gisholt and Pechersky play pass there. Now Pechersky goes to the far side. To Suvak. Suvak leaving it off as Gisholt now on the near side. Now to Spinola. Spinola with it. Spinola attacks the defender. Nice defensive play there by Will Smith, but he kicked it out of bounds, and the Beacons will have the throw in. Spinola looking for options. Just decides to dump it off right next to DePina. And a nice play there. Spinola kick. He's battling there with Shaib. Now Beacons will slow it down back to their side of the field. Spinola with it on the near side, and that one's booted off of Bruinhouse out of bounds, and a quick throw in there. Huskies possession. Now Spinola gets it back. Spinola decides to slow things down as keeper El Hassar plays it. Up for Gisholt. Now Suvak on the far side and played up by Albahasi. That was a nice quick up by Albahasi there, but Beacons just couldn't win that battle. Now it's played up the other way by the Huskies. And some speed here from Bruinhouse. Has it in the corner, being defended well there, though, by Gisholt. And Gisholt wins the ball, and he'll opt for slowing things down so he can get his players back on defense. That one's played right towards the goal. Goes to the far side. Being battled for. Huskies come out with it. It's Bonilla. Huskies trying to work things in, but Beacon's doing a good job of keeping things to the perimeter on their side of the field, and we have a whistle as players slow to get up for the Huskies. Looks to be okay. I believe that's Yaha Alte as he gets set up for a free kick here for the Huskies, and it looks like it's going to be Ronan Hume who's going to take it. He boots it towards the goal. Got deflected by somebody's foot there in front, up in the air, being battled for, and we got an infraction, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Beacons. Gisholt plays it up towards the center. Given away. Taken right back by Hume. And that's booted ahead by Vodder, has now played high up in the air by the Beacons. Pechersky gives it away. As Huskies get possession there. And now they give it up. Chance for Josh Delmeda, leading scorer for the Beacons, as that one gets booted off of him, and the ball kind of had some backspin on it, and there's going to be a foul there. Going against Delmeda. Delmeda, 5 goals so far for the Beacons this year. As the Huskies, Vodder plays it up. Nice stretch pass, but just too far ahead of his man there, Ronan Hume, as it goes out of bounds. So the Beacons have the throw-in. Well, the beginning of this game, both teams were kind of slow to move the ball ahead, but now it's been a lot of back and forth scramble at kind of the middle of the field. Both teams changing possession a lot as this played along. Huskies try to get something going here, but they give it away once again. On the nice play by Pechersky, plays it up. But once again, Huskies back with possession. Huskies seem to have the ball on the field for the majority of this first half so far, but it is the Beacons who have the 1-0 lead. On the goal by Lewin Cruz, as that ball goes out of bounds. Beacons with the throw in here. That one's headed up in the air. Ryan Lima gets it up. Now a chance for the Beacons in transition. And a nice defensive play there, though, by Smith as he boots it out of bounds. And the Beacons will have the throw in here taking their time. Looks like Perez will take it. Tosses it in. Plays it down low for Lima. But it's taken away there by the Huskies as they look to transition the other way. That pass just a bit too far ahead of Shaib. And now the Beacons settle things down here on their side of the field. Now it's on the far side. Now Gisholt with it. Plays it for Albahasi. Now on the near side, Spinola. That one off the defender. Spinola quickly back in. Chersky with it. Opts to go back for Albahasi. Albahasi to Spinola on the near side. Spinola plays it up. That hit a defender. Looked like it might have been a handball, but they don't call it. Now Anderson with it. Over to Vodder. Vodder kicks it ahead. Now past center line. Nice move there. Shaib with it. Good foot dribbling there by Shaib, but he's not able to get through that crowd of people, but Huskies get it right back. And trying to get it out of harm's way there was DePina, but the Huskies stick with it. They have it on the far side, and that one's kicked out of bounds by D'Almeida, and throw in for the Huskies. Played ahead, Pechersky, and that one's kicked out of bounds by Cruz. So another throw in here for the Huskies. As they get it back in play. Down low, that one's booted ahead by, I believe that was Gisholt. It was. And now chance down low, but the pass just too far ahead of the man there, St. Martin, as a goal kick coming here for the Beacons. Alaskar opts for the quick pass. Albahasi gives it away, but Beacons get it right back. It's Cruz, plays it in the middle, and it's once more given away as Will Smith plays it in the middle. Bloom on the far side. Huskies slow things down here. Vincent Anderson with it. Boots it ahead to Bonilla. Bonilla on the near side. That one's booted by Brunhaus. Now it's on the far side. Huskies trying to work things towards the net front. And that's going to be a foul there as knocked down was Spinola, I believe. Or excuse me, that was Suvak. As now Gisholt plays it to Spinola on the near side. Spinola to DePina. DePina gets his pocket pick there. As the Huskies try to play it up, but play it right to Albahasi. Now he goes back to Gisholt. Suvak to Pechersky. Albahasi. Back to Suvak. Suvak looking for options, calling signals, gives it back to Gisholt. Gisholt. Pechersky gives it right back to him. Spinola plays it down the line. Nice pass. As DePina now with speed. Nice move by DePina. DePina into the box, looking to go to the net. And it's booted ahead. Not out of harm's way yet, though. Pechersky steps into that one, and it goes well over the net. So goal kick here for the Huskies, but nice little play there by Spinola. Was able to get it to DePina on the sideline, and he went to the net, but good defense there by Anderson for the Huskies. And first, a little bit of pressure. We've seen some time in this first half there by the Beacons. They do have the 1-0 lead. Now they have it on their own side of the field, played ahead, but it's going to be taken. Hume battling. Knocked down. Huskies want a foul called there. They didn't get it. As now Albahasi with it. Spinola to DePina. And DePina mishandles that ball, and it goes out of bounds. So a throw-in. Will Smith gets it in quickly for Anderson. Now Vaughter looks ahead. Gets it to Alte. Now St. Martin plays it ahead. Shaib boots it on the near side. DePina trying to defend Bruinhouse. Nice defensive play there by Spinola, but it results in a whistle. And I believe that the Huskies were offside on that, so it's going to be a goal kick for the Beacons. Good defensive play there by Spinola. So El Oscar will send it. Nice boot there, but it's headed right back the other way. But Spinola able to get a boot on it. Plays it past the center line. Anderson back to collect it, and he'll send it to his goalkeeper. Beacons get it back, though. Peczerski plays it, and that will go slowly in on Estrella. He'll collect it and roll it quickly ahead for Anderson. Anderson gets it to St. Martin. Can't get it past Peczerski, though. And Will Smith coming in out of nowhere there, boots it far ahead, and that one will go in on Kasim El Escar. Now Gisholt with it. Plays it on the near side. Now Albahasi with it. He'll boot it ahead. Gets it to Lima. Peczerski sends it, looking for Spinola, but Will Smith was there ahead of him, and Estrella will come out and collect things and slow it down. He rolls it out for Voter. On the far side, Hume plays it up. And a good defensive play there by Perez to knock the ball out of the possession of Shaib. As we have some substitutions here. I'll get up to speed on who's in. Dylan Kelly steps in for the Beacons. Number 16 out there. Anderson crosses the center line, tries to play it ahead. Albahasi reads it perfectly, steps in front of that. Now Cruz with it. Hops to go back, Albahasi, but he's beat there to it. But Cruz with a nice defensive play. Able to get possession back as Albahasi gets it for Suvac. Suvac to Cruz. Cruz on the near side. Spinola with it. Spinola boots it ahead for Dylan Kelly, fresh off the bench. Kelly being bothered there in the corner. Has a little pressure on him, tries to get it through to DePina, and they're going to say that one out of bounds off the Huskies, so a throw in here for the Beacons, and Spinola's going to take it. Spinola throws it towards the goal. A little bit too high.
Down to the game for the Beacons, number 13, Elijah.
Out of the reach of Elijah Elliott, who is also fresh off the bench in the game.
Number 23, Colin Albert. Number 22, David Kita and number 14, Mohammed Abdurrahman.
So David Kita in the game for the Huskies. More subs as Albahesi plays it to Gisholt. Now it's left off for Suvak. Suvak looking for options, gives it back to Gisholt on the far side. Gisholt boots it far ahead, looking for Kelly. Kelly gets ahead on it. Doesn't really go anywhere. Stays with it, though. Kelly takes it towards the goal. A shot. That goes just wide over the net. But nice work there by Dylan Kelly. Knocked the ball down on the header and stuck with it, able to get a shot towards the goal.
Down to the game for the Huskies, number 32, Josiah Irish.
As Josiah Irish will step in for the Huskies, and taking looked like a kick to the leg there was Ryan Lima. He goes down. He's a bit slow to get up. And he'll get back to his feet as the infraction called there. So free kick for the Beacons. Looks like Diego Gisholt's going to take it. Plays it on the near side in the air for Spinola, who collects it. Down low for Kelly. Kelly tried to get it to Cruz. Cruz takes it. Spinola. Suvak on the far side to Perez. Perez down low to Elijah Elliott. Elliott tries to take it towards the goal. Nice offensive play there, though, by Ronan Hume. As that's played ahead, but right to Gisholt. Couldn't handle it, but he's able to get it to Albahesi. Now back to Gisholt. Gisholt boots it far ahead. That one's headed back the other way, though, by Anderson, but settled back down by the Beacons. Now Cruz on the pass from Lima. Tamita with it. Tamita tries to shoot. That one's blocked. I believe that was David Kita for the Huskies that got his leg on that shot. Nice move there by Perez as he can't stay with it, and that will go out of bounds, and a goal kick here coming for the Huskies, Estrella. Rotter plays it up. Hume with it on the far side, being pressured by Elliott. And that's going to go out of bounds. I'm going to say it was off the Huskies. Beacons try to get in. A hard tackle there as Kelly goes down. And I believe that's going to be a yellow card. The official has it out of his pocket, and it is. So that will go to Ronan Hume, the senior defender out of Marshfield, Massachusetts. So a free kick here coming for the Beacons. Ryan Lima is going to take it. Lima steps into it. Just a bit too high on the near side. Or on the far side, rather, as Estrella played the goal kick. He's going to move it up and just opt to sweep it along for Anderson. Anderson, plenty of space. Gets it to Smith. Smith goes
card assessed to number 7.
Cross.
Hume of the Huskies in the 31st minute.
Hume plays it back. Votter with it. Plays it up for Irish as Hume back with it. That one's booted off of Elliott, it looked like, out of bounds, so throw in for the Huskies. Now Lima steals it, tries to get it past Hume, stays with it. He gets taken down, no whistle. And Lima slow to get up once again. And they are going to leave possession with the Beacons. Cruz to Albahese. As Spinola streaking down the near side. Spinola, ball just bounced a little bit too much off his feet. Demita back to Albahese. Albahese looks for options. Gets it to Spinola. Nice move by Spinola. Spinola with speed. But good defense there by the Huskies. That was Conan Albert who shut down Spinola. Spinola made a nice move there. Kind of pivoted to the outside. It was like a 180. Tried to streak to the net, but you mentioned good defense there by Albert. As now Gisholt to Albahese. Albahese. A little bit of tempo here for the Beacons. Albahese boots it up, looking for Kelly. Kelly able to collect it. Try to get it to Demita, but that's booted out of bounds by Smith. It looked like he thought that it was off of Kelly, but it was not, and the Beacons will have the throw-in. Spinola tosses in for Demita, but it's knocked down by Albert and booted ahead by Smith. Albahese heads it back the other way. 3 headers in a row there. And the Huskies come down with possession. On the far side, Kita with speed. Kita just too far ahead. He put too much zip on the ball. He was moving, but they're going to say it went out for a goal kick as UMass Boston looks to regather here. As El Escar will send things off here. He's looking upfield. He's sending everyone upfield. He's going to boot it here. And that's a nice kick out to about the center line, but it goes right to Kita. But the Beacons play it back up the other way. Trying to get possession. St. Martin, though, gathers it. Now gets to Smith, who plays it through the middle. Back to St. Martin. Tries to play it ahead. Too far. But Kita's able to get on it. Kita showing off his speed. Kita going to the net. But good defensive play there. As Jevic Perez disrupting the speed of Kita, able to shut things down. Perhaps canceling out a scoring opportunity for the Huskies, is now Demita with it. Played to the far side. Perez to Gisholt. Now Albahese. Spinola. Spinola will go back to Albahese. UMass Boston taking their time, getting it over the center line. They have the 1-0 lead. Just trying to keep possession. Albahese. No eagerness either, though, from the Huskies to put any press on there. That one sent down low. The Beacons looking to get a chance. Tried to thread the needle through to Demita. Was Cruz, but a good defensive play from the Huskies there. As once again taking their time is the Beacons, is now Albahese. Looking for options, tries to thread the needle through to Kelly. He's able to do it. And it just bounced off of his feet. Too big of a ricochet. Now back the other way as that one gets tipped out of bounds. So Beacons get the ball back. Spinola. Sends it. Now it's kicked along by Kelly. But Anderson there gets it to Estrella, who boots it high in the air. That was a beautiful kick by the Huskies goalkeeper. Ball doesn't want to sit still. Now it's gathered down by Cruz. Cruz boots it ahead. Looking for Lima, but it was right to Vodder. Vodder. That one's played up by Hume, but finds Albahacey. And this UMass Boston pace, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast, the possession, that time of possession matters so much in this sport, especially once you get the lead. That one's played ahead. Out of the reach of the header by Smith is now Demita. That one's defended well, though, by Albert. Albert's made some good defensive plays here for the Huskies in this first half. Coming off the bench. Smith quickly in. That's booted ahead by Abdurham. Now far side is that kick not slow enough for Akita to catch up to, and we've seen his speed on display here this afternoon, so if he can't catch up to it, then it's certainly too far ahead. Spinola back the other way, disrupted. Beacons try to get the ball past center line. They do. And they're going to say that one was out of bounds. I think Elliott had possession, but he was out of bounds, so the throw-in coming from the Huskies. Hume looking for options. Gets it to St. Martin, who had some trouble with it. And Lima tried to get there, but he couldn't. Now it's played Smith, leading point getter for the Huskies. Throws one towards the goal, headed back the other way, though, by Gisholt, and headed back the other way by Smith. That one leaked through Gisholt, but luckily nobody there for the Huskies as Alex Shar will settle things down. Has Shaib in his kitchen. Gets it to Albahacey on the near side. Albahacey looking for options up the field. Gets it to Demita. Demita horizontally. Perez leaves it off for Gisholt. Albahacey gets it to Spinola near side. Spinola trying to call a signal. Nice play there by Spinola. Got it through the legs of Albert. As Lima now tries to send things up, but good defense there by Smith. Demita to Lima, but that one stepped into by Albert. Far ahead as Albahacey will go back to collect this. Plenty of time, plenty of space for Albahacey. And he'll stop it just before it goes out of bounds. Albahacey, a little bit of pace here now. Plays it in the middle to Suvak. Suvak head manning it up. Opts to just play it back for Albahacey on the near side. Albahacey gets it through to Lima, but Lima couldn't get on it. Now St. Martin in the middle. Plays it on the far side. Hume plays it up. Good defensive play there. Suvak got in front of that pass. Now it's sent all the way back down. Estrella well out of his net. As he'll play it to Anderson. Anderson. He looks for his options. He'll boot it ahead, but right to Albahacey. Suvak. Now Perez gets it to Gisholt. Albahacey on the near side. Spinola with it, slowly dribbling. Now he'll go back for Suvak. Suvak plays it to Gisholt. Gisholt back to Suvak. Suvak through the middle to Cruz. Leaves it for Gisholt. Back for Suvak. Suvak to Albahacey. Albahacey trying to up the ante here. Kicks it through to Lima. Lima. Back through for Cruz. Cruz. Try to get it through to Elliott, but a good defensive play there from Hume. Hume now on the far side. That one's played off of Elliott out of bounds. And we have some more subs here. As Kern Brassingweight will come in.
Now into the game for the Huskies, number 9.
As well as Wyatt Keller.
Number 25.
He'll come in the game.
Curran,
So a couple of subs there for the Huskies. There is Brassingweight. Plays it ahead for Keller. So the two subs off the bench, but that one goes out of bounds. Albahasi in no rush to get that ball. As Beacon's playing with the lead, 1-0. On the second goal of the season from Lewin Cruz. Lima, a nice pass, tried to get it to Kelly, but nice header there by Anderson to play it back the other way. Now Suvak tries to get there, bumped into St. Martin. St. Martin with it through the middle, tried to thread the needle, couldn't get it there. Albahasi in good position there is now Demita with it on the near side, but he runs into Smith, and that goes out off of Smith, so Spinola from the side will throw it in. They'll go back to Albahasi. Albahasi back to Spinola. Now Cruz plays it back for his keeper. Now Gisholt to Cruz. Suvak. He'll play it ahead. Nice play there by St. Martin, but it's taken back the other way. Here come the Beacons with a little bit of speed. Oh, Kelly couldn't get his foot on it. If he was able to tip that head, he might have had Demita going to the net all alone on the near side. Just couldn't get a foot on it.
Beacon's offsides.
And they're going to say he was offsides regardless, so it wouldn't have mattered. So, kick from Estrella. As approaching 1 minute left in this first half, the Beacons have the 1-0 lead. As we approach this 44th minute, played ahead. Is that one too far out of the reach? So goal kick coming here for the Beacons in the final minute of this first half. That one's booted ahead. Kita will knock it out.
7, 6,
Final 10 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that will do it for the first half.
After the first 45 minutes of play, UMass Boston Beacons 1, University of Southern Maine 0.
So UMass Boston will go to the break with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Lewin Cruz. And the first half that started off a bit slow, both teams kind of taking their time with the possession we saw. And then it kind of was a stalemate a little bit. Both teams at the middle of the field were changing possession back, trading possession back and forth. And then you kind of saw that possession strategy by the Beacons. They were taking their sweet time getting the ball to midfield. Both teams had a few good looks. The best chance of the first half, to be quite frank, was early on. It was the Huskies who hit the post. But since then, they haven't really been able to work anything in down low. And they'll be trailing going into the half as the Beacons, we mentioned the 1-0 lead here on this fall afternoon. as we're looking to get the stats here, and for UMass Boston. So it's Cruz with the goal. They're going to give DePina an assist and Spinola. So that's your scoring summary for the first half. And let's look at some stats here as you check out on your screen. So shots in the first half, UMass Boston had the advantage 4-2. And shots attempted, shots on goal, just one for UMass Boston, and it was the goal by Cruz. Shots on goal for Maine, too. We mentioned that's something they have done. It's just a matter of finishing for the Huskies this season. They haven't been able to. 2 saves in the first half by Qasim Al-Khassar for the Beacons. And Huskies with 8 fouls to the Beacons 2. And that 1 yellow card going to Ronan Hume for the Huskies. So there's your first half summary in terms of the statistics here from the campus of UMass Boston. And I'm going to cue up some highlights here, and with that, we'll step aside. Thank you for joining us for the first half coverage on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by Little East TV. We'll be back for second half action. I'm Andrew Bluestein. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back shortly.
It's like gold dust. You hear me coming through your speakers. You see me mashing up your airwaves. I know you can't get enough of my sound. Gold dust.
And we're back here from UMass Boston Soccer Field on the campus of UMass Boston on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv. I'm Andrew Bluestein. Well, not very eventful first half. It was the lone goal coming from Luann Cruz by the UMass Boston Beacons. We did see a rather impressive celebration. He went with the full flip after he scored that goal. And from that point on, we had a lot of possession changing at the middle of the field. It was kind of a logjam at certain points. But it seemed as if the strategy for the Beacons was slowing things down. They seemed to take their time frequently coming out of their own side of the field. Talked about that possession game as both teams will get set here for second half action. And the Beacons will be going from left to right across your screen for the second half. Wearing the white uniforms. Southern Maine Huskies in the blue. And Beacons will start with possession as the Huskies won the opening kick. And Dylan Kelly will start things off for the Beacons. Just waiting for the official signal. As we're having some scoreboard trouble here. That is the cause for this slight delay to start the second half. But you saw a lot of defensive strategy too in the first half by the Huskies. You know, we mentioned top of the broadcast and at other times in the first half that goal scoring has been their issue. Only 4 on the season. But they also haven't allowed many either. So, and you can tell by their defensive strategy as we're underway here for the second half, but their defensive strategy, they have a lot of good defensive players. You saw Will Smith make some nice plays along with Vincent Anderson and Colin Albert. And for the Beacons, as Demita with it, seemed as if that Spinola and Albahasi were the two guys for them on the back end. We also saw a lot of Gisholt handling the ball back there as here come the Huskies on the attack. As Bonilla leaves it off. That one goes out of the reach of Yaha Alte. Now Will Smith with it. Closing in on the far side. Boot to the head. That goes off Suvak. Gets it to Demita. Demita plays it back for Spinola. Spinola being bothered there by Smith on the far side. And they're going to say one off Spinola. So Smith with the throw in here for the Huskies. Gets it. Looking for the header there. That was St. Martin who was in the box. So that one's played far ahead. Anderson in a race with Kelly, and Anderson had Kelly right on his heels. He just opts to head it out of bounds. Not many defenders back there for the Huskies. Smart play by Anderson, just wanting to slow things down there, which has kind of been the theme for both teams for the most part here this afternoon. Now Gisholt for the Beacons. Plays it to Suvak. Suvak. Paczerski on the near side. Plays it for Elliott. Elliott looked like he might have been out of bounds, and he was out of bounds. The official on it there. So throw in for the Huskies. It'll be Hume, who has a yellow card for the Huskies. Nice throw there. That one's headed along by Shaib. Now on the far side. Ruenhaus Plays it for Smith. Brunhaus takes a spill there, trying to get it back. Demita gets tripped up. No whistle. St. Martin on the near side. Hume knocks that one out of midair. Nice play. He'll go cross, but it goes right to Spinola, who heads it ahead. Nice sliding play as St. Martin try to get there, but it's Brunhaus who throws it on net. That goes wide. Excuse me, that was Shaib that threw it on net.
Will Smith.
So Smith with the infraction there. Huskies looking to attack. Smith plays it towards the front of the goal. That's headed away though by Gishold. And then Cruz tried to play it ahead. Cruz now gets on it. Chips it ahead for Kelly. Kelly tried to play it ahead. Passed. Couldn't get it past Voder. Now back with it. Alte will go back to his keeper Estrella. Now on the far side. Anderson plays it up. Tries a stretch pass looking for St. Martin with speed. Has a step on Spinola. But Spinola stays right with him. Catching up to him at the end. St. Martin tries to outmuscle him going to the net. Really good defense there by Spinola though to cancel him out. So really strong defense from Luis Spinola. As it looked like St. Martin could add a step to the net and he had two guys in front. As the Huskies try to play it back the other way, Gishold steps in front of that pass. Now Josh to Almeida. Try to get it to Kelly through the middle. Nice play by Suvac stepping in front of that. St. Martin gets it. He's able to win that battle. Plays it ahead for Shaib, but couldn't get it through to Smith. And once again, it was Luis Spinola in good defensive position, perhaps breaking that play up, forcing the pass too far ahead of Will Smith. As El Ashgar will handle the ball here. Let's see what he does with it. It looks as if the formation will have him moving the ball not too far ahead of him. And that's exactly what he does. Moves it laterally to Alba Hasey. As Kita back into the game for the Huskies. We've seen his speed on display this afternoon. And he's going to be called for an offside. So Kita right into the game and he's offside. As now Gishold will handle the ball here for the Beacons as he'll play it up. Nice boot there. Looking for Kelly. Kelly may have got a head on it, but doesn't matter back the other way. Now Suvac with it. Had Shaib hot on his tail. And they're going to call Shaib for a little push there, I guess. Didn't look like much, but possession given back to the Beacons. Alba Hasey on the near side to Pechersky, back to Alba Hasey, and he'll go back to his keeper. Alex Shar looking to see who he has. Steps into a nice boot, looking for Elliott, but it's going to be headed by Hume back the other way, but Suvac's able to knock it down and play it ahead. Right back to Hume. Hume has Elliott on him. Hume plays it up but gives it away to Suvac. Suvac in the middle. Was looking for Cruz, but comes back to Gishold. Now Alba Hasey with it. Plays it through the middle, looking for Kelly, but it's headed back by Voder. Now Demita. Played ahead by Spinola. Was looking for De Almeida. That one thrown towards the goal, but Estrella was ready for it. Now Voder plays it up. Cruz gets it to Kelly. Kelly with it. Kelly throws it towards the goal. Didn't really get enough oomph on that shot as Estrella handles it with no problem. Now Vodder. Plays it in the middle for Alte as that's on the far side to Will Smith now, who tries to bring it ahead. He kicks it ahead, but Spinola in good position once again makes the play. Now Cruz dancing with it. Gets it back to Albahesi. Albahesi looking to move it up. Pachurski gets it to Elliott. Elliott tries to play it through the middle to Kelly, but Vodder steps in front of that. Cruz now with it, but it's played back as now Hume handles it. He boots it ahead, looking for the break as Albahesi handled it. Noah Perry had a break there. And now back the other way. Almeida tried to throw it in front of Kelly. Now DePina gets a head on it, and that one goes to Estrella, but he's there. As DePina in good position there. But it's Estrella who handles it, and he'll slow things down. Perhaps catching their breath, or having his teammates catch their breath rather, with the slow quick up. And that one's headed by Cruz ahead, but didn't do anything as the Huskies take possession right back. Will Smith now with it. Gets it to Kita. Kita with speed, but Spinola stays right with him. Nice play. Boy, he's been really sound defensively today for the Beacons. Is now DePina with it. Tries to beat St. Martin. DePina with impressive speed. He's able to stop, stays with it. DePina tried to get it through to Elliott, but a good defensive play there by Hume. And now, with lightning speed there, Pachurski steps into it. He throws it towards the goal, kicked away by Vodder. Now that one goes high up in the air on the attempt by Josh Almeida and goes out of play.
It's offside.
And they're going to say that the Beacons are offside. So, goal kick here for Estrella, the Huskies. But a little bit more press on the attack from the Beacons so far in the second half. DePina with an impressive rush there. We saw his speed, and he was able to pull up with a nice move there. Just not able to get a quality shot on there, but Beacons look more aggressive here in the second half. Is now a chance the other way. A nice defensive play there by Albahesi as that one goes out of bounds. And I guess they're going to say it went off of the Huskies, so it's going to be a goal kick. Gisholt will play it up. Anderson heads it back the other way for Kita. Kita. Nice move there. Gets around Spinola. But right there is Gisholt to send it back the other way with a nice boot. Looking for Kelly, who tries to head it past Anderson, but Vodder's right there. Almost gave it away again, but Anderson's able to play it up for St. Martin. Is now Hume with it. Tries to get around Elliott. He does. Avoids DePina. Now to Anderson on the far side. The ball a little bit past him, but he's able to catch up to it. Now plays it back for his keeper, Estrella. Now to Vodder. Now Vodder up. Vodder. It's on the near side to Bonilla. Bonilla takes it towards the middle. Stepping in front of that is Gisholt. Now Elliott tries to play it ahead, and he gets knocked down, and that's going to be a whistle, and the infraction goes against Zakira Shaib on that one. So Gisholt. Albahesi will take the kick. Albahesi steps into that one. High in the air looking for Kelly. Now St. Martin boots it up in the air. Knocked down by Dalmeida. Dalmeida. Now DePina gets in there. DePina wins the battle. DePina stays with it. Tries to get it through, but Hume is there and boots it ahead. Not that far, though. Suvak there. Now Cruz. That one's taken away, though, by Smith as he looks to send the ball up the other way. Now leading the rush is Shaib. Shaib gets to Kita. Kita going to the net. Kita puts it on, and he just missed. And he had Perry as well on the far side, or on the near side. And a wide open net, but it went out. Perhaps the best opportunity besides maybe that post that the Huskies hit in the first half right out of the gate of the afternoon. Maybe the best opportunity for either team here. But once again, you see the impressive speed there from David Kita. So the Beacons dodge a bullet there. Score remains 1-0. 1-0 in soccer terms. Now here comes Lima. That one's booted up in the air, though, by Vodder. Played ahead. Perry able to knock that down, but it's sent back the other way. Will Smith tried to jump in front of that one. Now Lima gets it to DePina. DePina tries it to the needle for Lima. Lima puts it on net, and it goes just wide. Ryan Lima with a great opportunity. Just couldn't finish it off, and a Nielsen DePina with a nice pass. Threaded the needle to him. So both teams with golden opportunities here in the first half of this second slate, and neither one can capitalize on their opportunity, as now here comes Kelly. But defended well by Smith. Now St. Martin tries to quick up back the other way. Far side, Perry with it. Gets it to Kita with speed. Spinola with him, but he's able to get around Spinola, but Spinola with a nice sliding tackle there to knock the ball out of bounds. It will be a corner, but Spinola, once again, good defensive position, and that's an important play because they had numbers, did the Huskies.
For the Huskies, taken by number 3, Will Smith.
So Will Smith will take the corner here. And we'll see what happens. Another good opportunity for the Huskies here, trying to knot this game up. And that one goes right off Spinola. Ouch. And so they'll do it again. Will Smith trying to get it. Looked like he was trying to keep it lower on that one. We'll see what he does here. Looking on the pass for Hume. Throws it towards the goal. And I think it was DePina who actually knocked that down in front of the goal. As now Albahasi battling with Perry, and a little stiff arm there from Albahasi, and Perry goes down to the turf. But it appears the infraction will be against the Huskies. And Albahasi will play it up. So I believe Perry gets the foul on that, as that one's played up by Albahasi. Vodder heads it down. LT plays it for Kita. Kita looking on the crossing pass towards the middle, but it's played back the other way by the Beacons. Now Will Smith heads it down. That one had a bunch of backspin on it as DePina kind of tumbled down as Lima tried to play it ahead looking for an opportunity. Pechersky plays it. Suvak now. Cruz trying to find Almeida on a pass to the near side, but it was too far ahead of him, and it will go out for a goal kick here for the Huskies. Estrella plays it for Anderson. Anderson to Smith. Back to Anderson. Now it's Alte being bothered there by Cruz. Cruz doing a good job, but Alte able to avoid him and get it to Vodder here. Vodder, plenty of time, gets it to St. Martin. Has Suvak right on him. Now Shahid plays it off of Albahasi. Albahasi, nice recovery there, able to get it past the center line. Now it's taken back. Now Lima gets it to Almeida. Leaves it for Suvak. Suvak opts to just settle things down. Goes back for Gisholt. Gisholt to Cruz, back to Gisholt. It's taken, though, by Kita. Shahid tries to play it up for Kita. Gisholt there with him, too. And that one's sent up and out of bounds by Albahasi, just trying to get it out of harm's way there. As we approach the 62nd minute here in this second half. A little bit more offense in terms of the chances, or the quality of the chances in this second half than we saw in the first.
For the Huskies, number 32, Josiah Irish, and number 14, Mohammed Abdurrahman.
So Abdurrahman and Irish come in for the Huskies on the sub. That one's played quickly by Smith for St. Martin. Hume gets it down low for Irish. Taken away, though. Albahasi plays it off of somebody's body. That had some weird backspin on it. Irish leaves it for Shahid down low. Now Bonilla going one-on-one Suvak. Or excuse me, that was Pechersky. Now St. Martin with it. Throws it towards the goal. Knocked down by Albahasi. In front of the net. Good defensive positioning from the Beacons. As DePina couldn't handle that one. Now Will Smith back with it. Plays it for Kita. David Kita using that speed. That's been a fun matchup to watch here today. David Kita and Luis Spinola. As we've seen Kita get the best of Spinola a couple times, and we've seen Spinola get the best of Kita. So both guys battling out there. As that one gets worked towards the goal, but Beacons do a good job of fishing it out. Lima now plays it up, but it's taken right back. St. Martin plays it towards the goal. Nobody there, and settled down by Alex Shar, and the Beacons will head back the other way. So a little bit of an attack there by the Huskies as they've upped the ante here. As now Delmeda chance. The Beacons have numbers the other way. Delmeda pointing signals, gets it for Kelly. Dylan Kelly plays it towards the goal. Somebody got a foot on it, and that's going to be a goal kick. And I believe it was Anderson who is on the defense there, got his foot on that attempted centering pass. By Dylan Kelly, and it just couldn't get through. We've seen a lot of good defensive plays by both teams. As I mentioned, both these teams only allowing 1 goal per game on average to their opponents. As now Suvak with it. Spinola to DePina. DePina gets it for Kelly. Vodder turns it over. Now here's Bonilla. Working against Cruz. That goes off of Pechersky. Now Delmeda with it. Bonilla hard on the defense on him. Now Kelly with it. Tried to get it through. He had Lima going to the net, but good defensive positioning there from St. Martin. Now back to Estrella. Vodder across the pitch to Anderson. Now back to Estrella. Vodder has Hume on the near side. Wide open, and he finally gets it to him. Delmeda back. Now Shahid. But that's played back the other way by Perchitsky. Out of bounds. Throw in here for the Huskies. As a substitution, so Shaib.
Beacons, number 4,
Shaib will step
Perez,
off, and
into the game for Southern Maine, number 8,
Noah Perry back into the game. Shaib off the pitch, so sub for the Huskies. Huskies have a large roster, 35 players listed on their roster, and they've used a lot of subs today as they try to work it in down low, and Petruski calling for a handball there, and doesn't matter. The Beacons will get it back anyways as it went out of bounds off of Bonilla, it looked like. Petruski gets it to Delmuta, who heads it, but Hume sends it high in the air, and it's sent back the other way by Gisholt. Lima into his chest, but it goes back the other way. Albahesi steps into that. Tapina tries to kick it past St. Martin, but Hume gets on it. He'll play it ahead, looking for David Kita, but Spinola there, able to reverse kick it back the other way. That goes high in the air, and that will go out of bounds. And that'll be a throw-in for the Huskies as another sub. As Tyler St. Martin will step off.
Number 5,
Yaha Alte back in the game. And Tapina down hard. He's down behind the play, and he is not getting up. Alte has it. Tapina's still on the turf. And that will finally cause a whistle as he looks in pain. And the trainer will come out and evaluate that. And we're going to take a quick break and step aside here on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by Little East Conference. Wilson Tapina went down hard there, and didn't really see what happened. It was behind the play. It may have looked like one of those leg-on-leg collisions, but Tapina was on the turf, was able to get off with a little bit of an assistance from the athletic trainer, so you hope he's all right. You always hate to see players get injured, no matter what sport, what situation, or what team they're on.
number 10, Jaheim Perez.
Now Hume plays that one up, looking for Perry. Perry, all by himself, gets behind the defense. Perry going to the net, looking for the crosser. Now a shot on net. That one goes scorching wide. Perry setting up Muhammad Abdurrahman, and he just couldn't finish it off, as that one went scorching wide over the top left corner of the goal. So the Beacons dodging a bullet as it looked like Noah Perry kind of got lost in coverage there. He got behind the defense, and Petruski able to recognize it. He was able to get back and perhaps bother him enough, but you can see the struggles for the University of Southern Maine continue on finishing their chances. As now Anderson on the far side. Now Hume plays it back for his keeper, Estrella. Back to Anderson. He'll go back to Estrella. Ryan Lima on the attack, pressuring. As Jaheim Perez in the game for the first time today for the Beacons. replacing DePina. Now here is Perez. Perez catching up to it. Has Vaughter in his face. Boots it off of Vaughter. Stays with it, though. Gets it to Suvak. Suvak throws it towards the goal. Nobody there, though, for the Beacons. And Estrella is able to get right on that, and he'll collect it and leave it off for Will Smith. Smith playing it up. Gets it to Irish. But it's taken right back. Perez. Staying with it. Perez to Perez. But it was Vaughter that stepped in front of that. Now Hume to Bonilla. As Hume will step into that one, looking for a streaking Perry. Perry going to the net. But a nice play there by Gisholt to step in front of him and cancel that out. And he'll boot it down the pitch, and it's quickly headed back by Hume, but really strong defensive play there by Diego Gisholt as Perry once again had a chance streaking towards the net. Very good positional defense today from the Beacons. Pechersky plays it for Gisholt. Now Albahasi to Spinola. Back to Albahasi. And it's taken away, though. Albahasi defending, and he'll kick it out of bounds. So Will Smith will throw it as more subs here. For Maine, Irish will step off. And it looks like Albert and Shaib will come back in the game.
The Huskies, number 23, Colin Albert, and number 10, Zachariah Shaib.
That one's thrown on goal. And Kasem Elkshar, good positional goaltending there, able to collect it. Now stretch pass for Lima at the center line. But it's very easy to identify Ryan Lima out there because he has those bright green cleats. As here is Lima. Can't handle the pass from Cruz. Now Anderson with it to Vaughter. Vaughter. The near side to Loom. Or Hume, excuse me. Now Hume leaves it for Vaughter. Here's Alte to Will Smith. He'll go back to Anderson on his own side of the field. Anderson steps into one there, looking for Perry again. Maine likes to find Perry on these long stretch passes, and it has worked a couple times. Huskies just not able to finish. There's a collision there at center line between Anderson and Almeida, and I think they're going to get Anderson for the foul there. So Albahasi will take care of things here on the free kick for the Beacons. Albahasi sending it towards the box. That one's headed back the other way, though, by Hume. Trying to battle for position with Perez. Play back the other way. Pechersky, though, with it. Gets to Perez, leaves it back for Pechersky. Lima to Pechersky. Pechersky down low to Delmita. He couldn't handle the pass, though, but they're going to say he was offside anyways.
Beacons offside.
Just ahead of the play. So the Huskies will have the free kick back the other way, but good offensive ball movement there from the Beacons. As we saw the little bit of a give and go from Jay Haim Perez and Dennis Pechersky. And Josh Almeida just a little bit too ahead of the play, and they got him for the offside. As now Bonilla plays it back the other way. Huskies looking for a quick transition. Perry, but once again, Spinola in perfect defensive position, able to step into it and get it out of harm's way. And now Gisholt sends that one down the field with a high kick. It's headed by Vaughter. Now Alte knocks it down for Hume. Hume
Plays it for Bonilla. Bonilla has Pachurski on him. Back to Hume. Hume with Perez pressuring him. He'll just decide to go back to his keeper, Estrella, to settle things down. And now Anderson with it on the far side. Anderson plays it ahead. Nice boot there. Too far ahead, though, for anybody on his squad. As back the other way come the Beacons. Cruz moved it up. Now here's to Almeida. To Perez. Perez goes to the net. Nice move. Perez stays with it. Gets tripped up towards the goal, and not sure what the call is. We're going to see. I believe the Beacons should have the free kick here, as Perez was knocked down close to the box. And that is indeed what it's going to be. So, we'll see who takes the free kick here for the Beacons. Really good opportunity for the Beacons to go ahead by 2. They have the 1-0 lead. The 74th minute, approaching the 75th. Ryan Lima and Gishold. And it's going to be Gishold to take it. Gishold the shot, and he scores! What a shot by Gishold in the top right corner. And the Beacons go ahead 2-0 in the 75th minute. My goodness, what a shot. Capitalizing on opportunities on the free kick. Diego Gishold, the Newton, Mass native, with an unbelievable shot in that top right corner. Beating Estrella and the Beacons. Go ahead 2. That is a huge goal. As the Beacons now on the edge, they're looking for their 5th win in a row. And just the second home game, too, for the Beacons this year. Their first 6 games of the season were all on the road. They won their home opener in the last game against Plymouth State 5-0, and they now lead here 2-0 in their second game at home. So the pressure is now on University of Southern Maine here. The Huskies down 2. There's still time left, but a 2-goal lead in soccer, especially in the second half, is a difficult deficit to come back from. Is now the Beacons controlling it on their side of the field. Played up by Pachurski. Off the head of Lima. Anderson just decides to head it to his keeper, Estrella.
Beacon goal in his second of the season on the free kick, scored by number 15, Diego Gishold.
So Diego Gishold will get his second goal of the season.
Minute unassisted. Gishold on the free kick.
77th minute. That one goes out of bounds.
The Huskies, number 30, Tyler St. Martin, and number 22, David Kita.
So we've seen a lot more on the attack from both teams in the second half. A lot more chances for sure. And you always want to take advantage of opportunities when you get free kicks like that right near the goal. And Beacons do that there, as now Huskies look to transition quickly. Spinola, though, able to save. Ooh, he got bumped hard there by Albert. And Spinola felt that one, as he will go to the turf. And hopefully he's all right. And he'll go down as looks to be okay. But they'll give him a breather as he gets up, and probably just one of those stingers off the leg. He kind of collided hard there with Albert rather in the corner. Spinola has been outstanding here today on defense for the Beacons. He's made a lot of very sound positional plays. As you see Spinola there, get it right back in.
Now into the game for the Beacons, number 16, Dylan Kelly.
So Jevic Perez will step off. Dylan Kelly back into the game. for the Beacons. As gonna have a throw in. Spinola looks like he'll take it for the Beacons. Right in front of his bench. Right down low. Perez couldn't quite handle it and goes out of bounds for a goal kick. And another sub here for the Huskies is Perry back into the game and Albert back to the bench on the sub. That one's played up quickly. Perry fresh off the bench. Tried to get it through, but it's booted away. I believe Spinola disrupting that there. Nothing new today from the Beacons defender. Centering pass attempt here. Shaib throws one towards the goal, but it's right in on Kasem Alakshar, and he'll smother it. As the keeper for the Beacons. No rush at all with the 2-goal lead here in the second part of this second half. That one's played high in the air ahead, and that one goes all the way in on Estrella. So that should be counted as a shot on goal for the Beacons keeper. Is back the other way. Here come the Huskies. Shaib plays it back for Alte. Now trying to work the ball in. Perry kicks it off of Spinola. I tell you, Spinola's also kind of taking a beating here today. We've seen him get drilled with a couple of free kicks at times here as well. But he has been a horse today for the Beacons. As Alakshar will take the free kick here, as looks as if he'll boot it away. All the Beacons heading downfield. He steps into it. Nice kick. Just over the head of Aldemita, and St. Martin playing up ahead, and ooh, a collision. Keystone Cops there as Gisholt and Alakshar collide, but they have a laugh and shake it off. But nice read there by Alakshar to step in front of the attempted pass. Perez knocks down the kick-up attempt by Will Smith. Now Lima throws one towards the goal. That was blocked by Anderson. And now Lima a bit slow to get up, back to his feet. He appears to be okay. Now Pachersky to Kelly. Dylan Kelly looks to go to the net. Kelly a shot. And a save by Estrella. He mishandled it a little bit, but he was able to stay with it. And now he gets it up quickly. To Alte. Shaib has a whistle. And I believe it was a foul. Foul called there. Couldn't see who it was. Or maybe he just went out of bounds. There's a throw in there by Spinola. Now back the other way though. The Huskies send it. That one bounces high in the air. Now kicked even higher in the air there by Albahesi. As now Isaiah Stessman in there for the first time today. And proud to say a Sharon, Massachusetts native. That is also where I'm from, so cool to see a fellow Sharonite, Sharon Eagle, in the game for the Beacons. Played back ahead, Stessman. Going to get called there for the foul, though, is quick up by the Huskies. Played toward the goal. Keita now back into the game for the Huskies. Now Bonilla racing there, throws one towards the goal, but it's cleared out by Albahesi. Not that far, though, as St. Martin tried to get it, but Suvak with a nice job there. Now Kelly. Stretch pass ahead for Lima. Lima working against Anderson. Lima. Nice job. Lima, nice move. Goes to the net. has been there. Oh, and it just couldn't thread the needle as Will Smith, a nice defensive play, got in the way on the 2-on-1 bid. So Stessman off the bench, making an impact on offense there. Already impressive speed. As this one's played back for Will Smith. Tell you, we've seen a lot of really nice defensive plays on both sides of the ball here. But now a chance for the Huskies. Looking in front for Perry was Durham, but nobody was there. Perry worked in a little bit too close to the net, and it was just a bit behind him. Now back the other way as Lima was bumped into, and it was out of bounds off Anderson, so Dalmeda now looks like he'll throw it in. Beacons taking their time. As we're in the 84th minute. Pachurski on the throw, and Pachurski now leaves it for Kelly. Kelly on the crosser, looking there for Stessman, but it was just a bit over his head. But a good idea there, though, from Kelly. Now Will Smith gets it back to his keeper, Estrella. Now to Hume. Hume, that's out of bounds. Hume with the throw-in. Gets it to St. Martin, back to Hume. Hume plays it towards the middle. Alte. Now on the far side, Shaib. Albahesi, nice defensive play there. Now Spinola as well. And he let the ball go out of bounds. Smart play there by Spinola, as he knew the last touch was against the Huskies, so that causes a goal kick. So Alex Shar will take it. Once again, the Beacons heading downfield. Alex Shar steps into it. Nice boot there. Looking for Stessman. Goes past him. Will Smith sends it back in the air the other way. Owen Cruz back in the game for the Beacons. One of the two Beacons goal scorers today. Now on the attack are the Huskies. St. Martin tried to get to Perry. Bonilla was going to the net, but was too far ahead of him. Now back the other way. Here comes Dylan Kelly. Kelly to Josh Dalmeda. Dalmeda, nice move there. Avoids St. Martin, but Hume stepping up good there with some solid defense as he kicks it out of bounds. And now Pachurski will throw it in. Hume once again will just kick it right back out of bounds. So another throw in for Pachurski. Pachurski down the line, looking for Kelly. Hume steps in front of that one once again, off the throw-in. Now it goes towards the middle. Lima working against Alte. Alte wins it, gets it ahead for Perry. Perry on the near side. Will throw it towards the goal. Had the speedy Kita going there, but not enough bend on the pass. Was looking to try to curve it back towards Kita, who's going to the net, but just a little bit too much on it. Didn't do what the ball, where he didn't get the ball to do what he wanted it to do there. As that one's kicked out of bounds by Gilsholt, and St. Martin now battling as Bonilla with a sliding kick. Hume heads it down, and the ball goes right next to my foot at our camera well. As quick in is now Dalmeda is going to get called here for a foul and a jersey tug, and he falls over St. Martin, and a little bit of a crowd gathers there. Huskies not too happy with that, as St. Martin and Delmuta kind of got tangled up. Looked to be mostly incidental. Two guys kind of just fighting for the ball in space and falling over one another. And now you see Estrella way up there, the keeper, to play it up. St. Martin tried to get a foot on it. Now it's played back the other way. Hume heads it. Goes crossed. Shaib couldn't get there, and it goes out of bounds. So the Beacons will have the throw in here. And Spinola tosses that one in, headed up in the air by Smith. Now St. Martin heads it. To Almeida, plays it in the air on the near side to Dylan Kelly as we approach the final minute of this contest. Kelly goes to the net, and we're going to get a yellow card here against, it looks like, Bonilla. And I believe it was Bonilla with the jersey tug there. So a free kick, Lima and Gisholt. Gisholt already has a goal on a free kick earlier in this second half. In this final minute, looking to put the cap on this one. Lima's going to take it this time. Lima with a nice shot, but a nice save there by Estrella, as that one was labeled for the left corner, but Estrella getting up there to make that save. And we have an injured player at center. It looks like Suvak took one to the leg, and he's slow to get up. So Suvak, as we're going to step aside here for a brief moment on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by LittleEastConference.tv. And we're back here in the final 27 seconds of this contest here at UMass Boston Field in UMass, on the campus of UMass Boston. So Christian Suvak a little bit slow to get up there. He did walk off under his own power, so that's good to see as that one goes towards the goal.
10, 9, 8, 7,
and that'll
6,
just
5,
about wrap this one up.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that'll do it. So the Beacons
Final score of this afternoon.
get a 2-0 win and have now won 5 in a row and still sit at second place in the Little East Conference. They are now 3-0 in conference play. So
University of Southern Maine drops to
always
2-4
good to get those
in
conference wins,
middle east
as
play.
the Beacons with a solid performance here today.
At 1 p.m. as men's soccer stays home right back here at UMB Soccer Field for a non-conference
So-
matchup against Eastern Nazarene College. Thank you for attending.
It was
the
a
game.
quick
Please
start
stay home safe. We'll see you
For the Huskies, they hit the post right off the bat, but after that, the Beacons got the first goal of the game by Luna Cruz. That was his second of the year, and he had the crazy flip celebration. And then the second goal coming from Gisholt, his second of the year as well, on the free kick. And so let's take a look at some of the final team stats. As the Beacons will now improve to 6-2-1 on the season. As getting our graphics going here. As we mentioned now, only one team, Western Connecticut, ahead of them in the conference. Western Connecticut 10-0. They played 10 games. They're 2-0 in conference play. UMass Boston, we mentioned now 3-0 in conference play. Those conference games always important. And just an overall great defensive performance today from the Beacons. As I mentioned, I thought Luis Spinola was outstanding. As now we'll take a look at the final team stats for this one. See the shots attempted in this one. UMass Boston 13-9. Shots on goal 8-5 favoring the Beacons as well. 6 saves for the Huskies to the 5 of the Beacons. Both netminders or goalkeepers, I'm using my hockey terminology here. Both of them were pretty solid today, making some good saves. The corners were 3-0 in favor of the Huskies. Beacons did not have an attempted corner kick today. And look at the fouls. The Huskies 13 to the Beacons 4. So the Beacons the more disciplined team to this one, and the yellow cards as well 2 to the Huskies. Beacons 0. So let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Beacons men's soccer team before we wrap things up here from UMass Boston Soccer Field. As mentioned, it's really important to have those conference victories. 3-0 in the conference already, and there'll be another couple of games before the Beacons will play a conference matchup in the Little East. But always good to be in second place, and out of the gate is, we mentioned, first 6 games are on the road, so now 2-0 at home are the Beacons. Get that home field advantage. As here we see the upcoming schedule. We'll go over that. As October 1st, they'll be at Eastern Nazarene, or that'll be here, at 1 p.m. And then they'll head to Wentworth Institute. That'll be a 7 o'clock matchup on October 4th. October 8th, they'll be at Rhode Island College. That'll be their next conference matchup. And then they'll be at UMass Dartmouth. So 2 conference matchups in a row for the Beacons. And then they'll be back here on the 15th of October for a 1 o'clock game against Keene State. And with that, that'll wrap up our coverage here from UMass Boston today. Beacons get the 2-0 win over the University of Southern Maine. And once again, go to 6-2-1 on the season. And for the final time, I'm Andrew Bluestein. We thank you for joining us for today's coverage on the Beacons Broadcast Network, brought to you by LittleEast.tv. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.